Hi, guests and graduates. I'm Cliff Allen, the Dean of the Business School, and I would like to thank you for attending the 2020 PSU School of Business Commencement Ceremony. Congratulations, you have achieved one of the highest of personal and professional goals, earning a college degree. In this challenging time, recognizing your accomplishments has never been more important because you represent our future. I strongly believe that this generation has been provided an opportunity, one that has presented itself through a pair of unparalleled disruptions to our socioeconomic system. Even with this challenge, I have never been more optimistic in any graduating class than I am in what you represent. You are the COVID class of 2020. What that means is not a return to normal, but an opportunity to change systemic poverty and health systems that are harmful to almost every corner of society. What COVID taught us is that we traditionally invested our resources into out-of-touch processes that don't help the current system. You have an opportunity to completely change in how citizens we distribute these resources. You can address this and do it with empathy and care, because not having a robust healthcare and food system is a pre-existing condition none of us can overcome, especially those nearest the poverty line. You are the class that can help create an anti-racist culture. In the current systems, lives have been and will continue to be at stake. It is vital for the future of our country to have Black and brown leaders nurtured, empowered, and present in all levels of decision-making processes. We must all work to move an anti-racist culture forward. We must invest in Black and brown communities and shift the power of the American state and the weight of an American legacy towards a more open conversation that has true listening at its core. Only by listening to Black and brown-led organizations and insisting change come from these discussions can we move forward. You graduates must be part of the systemic change for it to take hold. These are big requests of you, but as I've said, I've never been more optimistic that a graduating class has what it takes to help change the city, state, and country in a world where all people's dreams are realized. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our Associate Dean of Graduate Programs, Melissa Appleyard.
Thank you, Cliff. Hello, I'm Melissa Appleyard, the Associate Dean of Graduate Programs in PSU School of Business. And it's such an exciting day to be able to celebrate our over 200 outstanding business graduate students who are enjoying commencement today. Our graduate students are the embodiment of what is right in the world during this very challenging time as we face the COVID-19 pandemic. Our graduate students will help define a better future for not only our Pacific Northwest region, but for the world. Our graduate students are actively pursuing our business school's vision of redefining business and transforming lives by creating not only positive economic impact, but social and ecological impact as well. The COVID-19 pandemic has laid bare the inequities in our country, and our graduate students are committed to constructing a better future for all. Let me share some of their incredible accomplishments in terms of how they are redefining business. You can be listening for your program's shout out. First, Master in Real Estate Development. Our Emirates student team won the NAIOP Pacific Northwest Challenge competition in Seattle for the second year in a row. Master of Taxation. The US government is using tax measures, as you know, to address the COVID-19 pandemic. Our MT students will be instrumental in guiding businesses and clients alike in the optimal application of these measures. Master of Science in Finance. 2 teams of MSF students put in stellar second place showings at the ACG Cup and the Portland CFA Institute Research Challenge this year. Master of Science in Global Supply Chain Management. A group of students is currently researching the challenges of supply chain management during the COVID-19 pandemic and optimal supply chain configurations as the economy recovers. The Portland MBA, JD MBA, dual MBA MSF, Healthcare MBA. Our student-led B Corp consulting group helped 11 local companies seeking B Corp certification. Additionally, our MBA students completed 18 capstone consulting projects, half of which were for public agencies or nonprofit organizations, and a third of the remaining projects serve local sustainability committed companies. Our graduate certificate students. These students are on the cutting edge of athletic and outdoor, HR analytics, business intelligence and analytics, business blockchain, social entrepreneurship, supply chain, tax, and will prove vital in redefining business. And finally, our alums. A team of recent alums just founded the Portland Business Support Project to provide pro bono consulting services to help over 30 regional companies weather the COVID-19 storm. Please give a big round of applause to our students, alums, and all the people who have supported them to ensure a better future. And now it is a great pleasure to introduce our 2020 School of Business graduate student speaker who is graduating with her MBA, Kristin Currents.
Congratulations, class of 2020, on all your hard work. Take a moment right now to enjoy the feeling of completion, of being full to the brim with knowledge. I'm both joyful and sorrowful today on our graduation day. Joyful because of the way these unprecedented times have brought people together in new ways, and heartbroken for people who've been sick, lost jobs, and are struggling with childcare. And I've been asking myself, how am I using this COVID pause to take stock of what is important, to reprioritize, and to plan what my life will include once we hit play? So my cohort just wrapped up a negotiation class. Our professor, the great Dave Garton, started the term by impressing upon us two distinct negotiation strategies, distributive and integrative tactics. Now, distributive tactics are win-lose solutions that people tend to gravitate toward, while integrative strategies are win-win solutions that take more effort to identify. So my classmates got to try out these strategies with each other in mock negotiations. When distributive win-lose tactics were exclusively used, I was struck by how feelings were hurt, anger arose, and, this is important, deals weren't made. The human element, the relationship, was missing. It turns out that integrative strategy is just another term for developing and maintaining relationships. Now, what I love about my experience at PSU is that the entire program was created around the idea of sustainability in business. And while on the surface this sounds like increase the use of recycled materials in manufacturing and think beyond this quarter's profits, the reality is that sustainability means viewing the world through the lens of relationships. It means thinking integratively for win-win answers, for listening, not always talking, for understanding deeply what customers or staff need, for seeing the effects of externalities, and for looking to people as the end rather than a means to the end. Sustainability is, at its core, relationships. And at the end of my MBA program, the relationships I have developed with my cohort are what I treasure the most. I'll end today with a quote from an interview I recently heard with New Jersey resident Jackie Stockton on her recent recovery from COVID-19. When asked, what is the one piece of advice you have on getting through COVID? 85-year-old Jackie responded, faith. Faith that things will get better. Faith that people will come together more instead of tearing each other apart. Now, my hope is that we've used our COVID pause to look at what has been working in our society and what needs to change. That we will have used this time as a transition period to move forward with our relationships as our most valuable assets. So I challenge you today. How have you used your COVID pause? How have you planned for pressing play? How will you move forward focused on people as the end? I have faith in you, class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristin. Now we would like to introduce Erica Wagner, our Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs.
Thank you, Cliff. Hi, everyone. I'm Erica Wagner, and I'm the Associate Dean of the Undergraduate Program. You have done what many have not. You are a college graduate. There were likely a few people who said you couldn't do it along the way, and I bet you even said that to yourself once or twice. But here you are. Look at you now. You didn't listen to the naysayers, the haters, at least not for long. You pushed forward and you did it. Take a moment and let that sink in. You have fundamentally changed the trajectory of your life. We will hear from you, members of the class of 2020, years from now, when you are giving speeches, writing books, sharing stories about this virtual commencement that occurred during a pandemic, how it required everything you had to find joy and gratitude when it was so easy to feel shortchanged. How there were days when all you wanted to do was rage against the world or hide in a dark room, shades drawn, feeling isolated. Instead, today you chose to show up for yourself and for those who love you, to commemorate this important accomplishment. To me, suiting up and showing up for oneself and others in their community is everything. If that is virtually, then so be it. It is our actions in these difficult times that determine our future. Thank you for showing up for yourself today, for the people who care about you, for your fellow graduates, the faculty. Thank you. This showing up is, in my mind, the number one determinant of your future success. Congratulations. I am proud to be a part of your community. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Sharona Shnayder, accounting major and undergraduate representative of the class of 2020. Please welcome Sharona.
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Sharona Shnayder, and I'm honored to have made it here with all of you. Many of you may be looking at me, waiting for some variation of a speech you've heard multiple times in your life, but here's the plot twist. I'm here about to tell you a story. Picture a little girl. She's naive and optimistic. One day, she's swept from the home she grew up in and transported to a new world, one where the opportunities seem endless, luxuries are bountiful, and people are cheery and rosy. Exactly what she pictured in the movies. At first, the little girl was bright and colorful. She had all the right qualities to belong and join the society. But days and months, then years passed by, and she quickly began to realize this light within her wasn't always going to be allowed to shine. What became evident was that there were barriers being placed on her path. These took shape in the likes of adversity, ignorance, and injustice. Though the little girl was kind, cared for the community around her, and shined academically, these were never enough to overcome the preconceptions of the kings and queens in power. They reinforced the gates, added armed guards, and worst of all, cloaked these realities so no one on the outside would know of their wrongdoings. Some of you are starting to catch on. This isn't just a story. It represents a bit more than that. Soon the little girl began to notice that the injustice spread far beyond and into the kingdom as a whole. The hierarchy consisted of individuals that cared more about their wealth than the livelihood of those they governed. As a result, they often sacrificed resources than the maintenance and sustainability for power and growth. Knowing this, the little girl began to speak out, to call attention to what the rulers were doing. But she was warned not to be loud, to lay low and wait for things to change. However, she knew better. She knew if she didn't stand up, it would only get worse. Everyone told her she was only a little girl. No one had ever listened to her or take her accusations seriously. But she persisted. What people failed to account for was this little girl had grit. She had determination, and these would take her the places she wanted to go in spite of barriers. Of course she was scared. She had fears and doubts, but never showed them. She acknowledged the thoughts, but never let them take over. The real question was whether or not she was willing to give up hope. The answer is no. Okay, I'm going to stop the story here, and I know what kind of narrative leaves off without a resolution. Well, truth be told, the story isn't over. The little girl is in front of you right now, despite challenges faced along the way, telling you, fellow peers and go-getters who've persevered in the face of adversity, a story about how others try to keep her from being a light. But look at me now. I'm shining, and so are you. Now, I thank you for being here, despite being in the midst of a pandemic that's shaken us all, and listening to what I have to say. But before we part ways, there's one thing I want to leave you with, and it's really important. Please do not be afraid to want something. Don't let the difficulty stop you. Never let people get in the way of you doing the right thing, and do not ever think you're incapable. If my journey taught me anything, it's these three things, and coincidentally, they happen to be quotes by Canadian astronaut and legend Chris Hadfield. Number 1, early success is a terrible teacher. Number 2, sweat the small stuff without letting anyone see you sweat. And number 3, there's nothing more important than what you're doing right now. Thank you, and congrats to us all.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You guys are strong, you guys are resilient, and you're tenacious. Go get them.
Congratulations to our School of Business 2020 graduates. I'm immensely proud of you and want you to take a moment to appreciate all that you have accomplished. We will always be here to support you, cheer you on for your next steps, and share in the celebrations of your future endeavors. So stay in touch and go Vikes!
Hello, graduates. Each day you inspire the faculty and staff of PSU with your determination, your resilience, and your courage. These amazing qualities are exactly why you're going to get through these unprecedented times and succeed in the future. You and your families should be extremely proud of this significant achievement. I'm so truly happy for you. Congratulations!
Congratulations on this big accomplishment. We're bummed we can't be there with you to celebrate, but know that you are now forever part of the Portland State University School of Business family. We're really vested in your future, so keep in touch. But for now, celebrate!
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Felicidades a la clase de 2020.
I'm thrilled to be able to share this day with you and extend my warmest congratulations for all that you have accomplished. Earning your degree is a tremendous achievement and one that I hope you can always look to remember that you have the ability to accomplish your dreams. Special shout out to you accounting majors. You're an amazing group of students and it has just been wonderful being a part of your journey.
I've had the pleasure of teaching some of you, interacting with some of you, and seeing what amazing things you've done during your time here. I am the area director for the management and leadership option, as well as the human resource management option. And what you've done in the time that you've been here is phenomenal. I can't wait to see what you do next.
To the graduating class of 2020, you are incredible. What you have done is worth celebrating. I am so proud of you.
I just want to say congratulations to the School of Business graduating class for 2020. You've made it to the finish line. Well done.
The recipe for happiness is simple. Nurture the mind, move the body, and feed the spirit. Congratulations on achieving your academic milestone.
As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. aptly stated, the ultimate measure of a person is not where one stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where one stands at times of challenge and controversy. Go out and make the impact that I know you will.
From the School of Business team.
Now I would like to highlight two student groups before we start commencing. The Dean Student Circle consists of over 25 undergraduate students that meet monthly with industry executives to receive guidance on and ask questions regarding their business and corporate social responsibility. Second, our honor students. Currently, there are 52 students in the School of Business Honors Program. 17 are graduating this spring or summer. During the two-year program, the honor students are required to attend monthly and professional development workshops and networking events. Take a handful of their core business courses together as a cohort and maintain a PSU and School of Business GPA above 3.5. Their average GPA of graduating honor students this year is 3.7. Honor students are asked to give back to PSU, the School of Business, and our local community. This academic year alone, honor students completed more than 1,300 service hours. Now it's the part everyone's been waiting for, student graduates. Congratulations, graduates. We look forward to seeing where you go from here and hope you stay in touch. This concludes the 2020 School of Business commencement portion of the ceremony. We thank you all for coming.